Hey everyone, I just wanted to jump on here really quick and just go over Padlet a little bit. This creative kickstart class really relies a lot on being able to share and give feedback and just being inspired by each other. And for this virtual situation, Padlet really works the best. And I know some of people find it really challenging. So I thought I would share my screen here and make this little video just to give us all a tour of our Padlet that we'll be using. And hopefully this will help those who have trouble posting and just knowing how to navigate it. So here we go. Let me pull it up. So here is the Padlet that I made for this class. And at the moment, it's actually, I have not filled out any information quite yet, but you can see the bare bones of how I've laid it all out. So um, our first thing to look at is just that I have laid it all out in a series of columns that go from left to right. The first column is always going to be class information. And on this column, you're going to be able to find the Zoom links that we'll be using. I have created this Padlet to share with both the day and the evening session of this class. For this particular workshop, I feel like the more the merrier as far as just creating a lot of creative energy and just being inspiring with each other. So I will put both Zoom links here for the day and the evening, and they will be labeled. And we use the same link every single week. So you'll always be able to come here and look for that link. I'll also include any information regarding materials that we're needing to have for the class and also the dates and time. So if you're unsure about a date, you can always check in this column and it will be here. But our next two columns that we have is introductions, and there's a column for day and for evening. And this is a place where you can really just say a little bit about yourself. Anything you think you'd like to share, maybe what you've done professionally, any great hobbies you have, whatever you feel compelled to share with each other. A little photo of yourself is helpful if you're the kind of person that's open to sharing that. This group tend to, in my opinion, create you kind of interact with each other enough that you really start to kind of feel like you know each other. So I feel like this is a nice opportunity to be able to put yourself out there in a way that people will kind of have a better sense of who you are, and you'll be able to get a sense of who other people are, especially those that are in a different session than you. So you'll be able to put a face to the names and so forth that you are getting comments back from, or perhaps giving comments to each other's work. So please take a moment to just add a little something here about yourself. And I'm actually going to come back um and do that as a little demonstration. I'll put myself on there to show you how to post, but let's keep scrolling through first and then we'll come back and do that. So introductions for the day session and for the evening sessions. And then after that, we have a series of columns where this is basically where we're going to put all of the nitty-gritty and content from each week. So we start with the column of the week, this is going to be week 1. And underneath that, you're going to find the class recording. You're going to find any photographs of any demonstrations and exercises that we did during class. I'll photograph them and put them here so you can look closer to them, at them, sorry. And as well as any other pertinent information, reference photos that we used during the class and so forth. So this is sort of your hub from everything that we did during this workshop. I will also post the recording of the workshop that week there. All of the recordings that I take during classes are shared through YouTube. However, they are unlisted, so you're not going to be able to go on to YouTube and search them. They're only accessible through the links. So I will post the link on each week. And you can go ahead and save, like once you open that link up in YouTube, you can save that link to your computer and you'll have access to that recording indefinitely, unless YouTube decides to take it down, which I doubt they will. But anyway, so week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, there's a column for each week, and each week will be the same. That's just all of the information for that particular class that happened that week. After that week, we have a column for reference photos. For this particular class, I do share photos. I think I'll probably be sending out 5 emails a week this time to sort of see if that can help balance I don't want to overwhelm you, but I also want to keep everyone motivated. So I will send you an email almost daily, just a photo reference and a little bit of inspiration for you. But you'll also be able to come to this reference photo column each week and find those photos too. So if it's hard for you to download from an email, or if this is just easier, this option is here as well. And then the next two columns that we have is a share your work column for each the day session and the evening session. And these two columns are really important columns because sharing your work, especially in this class, is really where your growth is going to happen. So please, just take note of where these are on Padlet. Go in there and see, make sure you can find them. And this is where you're going to be posting a photograph of your work. And um any also you'll be able to go in there and add a comment to anyone else's work that you're looking at, and the more we interact here, like I said, the more growth you're going to have, but also the more just sort of creative energy, feedback, inspiration, all of the good things. It all happens here, just with those interactions. So please, for familiarize yourself. I cannot talk this morning. Familiarize yourself with just where those are and how to use those, because they're a big player in this particular workshop. So if you keep scrolling to the right here, you'll see that it just repeats itself for all 4 weeks. All the way through until we get to the very end. And then the last two columns, I have a column for extra tidbits. And in the past with this workshop, there's a lot of great conversations. There's people who like to explore with mixed media or have certain colors that they're using that people are just really excited about. And so there's a lot of sharing that happens in this workshop, which is just really wonderful. So I've put a column here for extra tidbits. And this is for anything that you want to share. It could be a book, it could be a video, it could be some new paint colors that you got, that you are loving, anything really, that is just a place to just, yeah, share. To share with each other. And then the very last column is critique. For this is for our February 4th group critique. And this is going to be a place where you can just post one image that you've created. There's a lot of people in this session, so we really only have time for one image. But what I'd like you to do is to post the one image, um and that image that you choose and put into this column is where I'll be looking when we have our critique to go through. So if for whatever reason you're having trouble, you have an image that you really want to get on this, you can always email me and I can post it there for you. But if something, if it's not in this column, then I won't know to look for it during our critique. So make sure after our fourth class to sort of choose one image that you'd like feedback on and pop it in this particular column for your critique. So let's scroll back over here to the beginning to our introductions, and I want to show you how to create a post. So under each column, you're going to see this little rectangle, and when you roll over it, it turns a brighter white color, and it has a little plus sign in it. So we can go ahead and roll over the plus sign and click on it. And when I do, you're going to have this little window pop up. And every device is a little bit different, so it may look a little bit different if you're using a phone. Right now, I'm using a MacBook laptop, so this is what it looks like here. But I have noticed sometimes it'll be a little bit different, but you can generally find the same icons and so forth. So you just have to kind of um, see what it looks like on your device, but it should be pretty similar. And here, we're going to be able to create our post. So for this post, for this subject, I'm going to I'll just write my name because this is my introduction. And I can write a little something. I'll just be really quick. I am so thankful that you have all. I'll come back and add a little bit more, but that's just a little blurb, whatever you want to write. I will come back in here and write a little bit more about myself, but this is where you put all of sort of the meat of what you want to say. So again, anything that you think would be fun to share about yourself, if you have a goal as far as, anything you want to really focus on to improve in your work. And then also our goals for on this workshop. So if you're going to try to do 30 minutes a day or 5 paintings a week or try something new or whatever you've chosen for your goal, this would be a great place to share that as well. But like I said, really do start creating relationships in this space here. So the more you can share about yourself and read about each other, the more just a sense of community we're going to feel here. So please go ahead and share some of that. And then once you have written what you want, you can post a photo of yourself. If you have a photo of yourself already in your camera roll, you can hit this little icon and you'll see there's a little thing that pops up that says image search. But it's basically it looks like a little photograph with a little magnifying glass on it. And this is for if you already have a photo. I'm going to go ahead and take one. So here I have the camera icon. I'm just going to go ahead and click that. And I have to allow my phone to use my camera. Oh, I have the wrong camera on. There we go. All right. Your phone, your Padlet probably will automatically come up with just your regular phone camera or your computer camera. I have multiple cameras hooked to my computer, which is why um mine came up different. But anyway, once you have your camera open and you have this little photo booth window pop up, whenever you are ready to take your picture, you can always just roll over this little camera icon and I'll just get in the center here. Okay, and now I have my picture and I'm happy with it. So I'll go ahead and hit save. It uploads right there. And here is my post. So I'm gonna hit now that I'm done. Like I said, I'll come back and add more to this, but I'm gonna stick with that for now and double checked it. I'm happy with it. So now I can go ahead and hit publish. And here it is. It posts the first post up on here. And if you post it up there and then realize that you forgot to write something or you spelled something wrong or you want to change something, there's these three dots up in the corner. As soon as you roll over them, the little edit sign will pop up. And if you hit edit, then it just pops back up for you to be able to go in there and rework that post. I'm going to leave it the way it is now, so I can just hit the close out. But if you do make any changes to it, you'll want to hit the update button to make those changes save. So that's the gist of it. As you all start adding to this, there's going to be more and more posts. So as I've set it up, so the first post just kind of starts at the top, and then each sequential post, I'll go ahead and write just a little something just to show you. I'm creating a second post. You'll see it published underneath here. So as you publish, you'll start having this little scroll bar here that you'll be able to scroll up and down with. And you can come on here where you can see add a comment and click just to the right. You can either click on the plus button or just to the side of it where it says add your comment, and you can go in and add a comment, hit the little arrow to go ahead and publish it. And there we have it. So one thing that I do want to comment on, because there's lots of questions about this usually, is that you can see I have a little, there's a name for it, I forget, this little icon image, and then I have my name next to it. My post is coming up with my name because I have an account on Padlet. Padlet is free to use. It is free to have an account. There is a paid version too, but if you choose the basic is a free thing. However, you do not have to have an account to use Padlet. So all you need to do is have the direct link. So the link that I've shared in the email that you've received is enough to be able to come on to this particular Padlet and add and participate with this Padlet. However, if you do not have an account, what's going to happen is your post will post with instead of your name, it will have an anonymous written on it. So if that's the case and you really do not want to sign up for a Padlet, that's fine. But what you need to do is just make sure that you just write your name in there, like nice to meet you dash Erica or something like that. Just so you can everyone can know who's writing that post or who's posting that post. So either way, create an account or don't create an account, but just understand that that's why either you'll see some people have names on there and some people will have anonymous, but you just need to make sure that um your name is on there somewhere so that we can know who's sharing. Um, and the last thing also is if I, I posted this, I obviously made some spelling errors in this post, so I think I want to take it off. So instead of hitting edit, I think I'm gonna come on here and just hit the buttons, and those three little dots will open up this menu for me. And at the very bottom of my menu, I can come in here and hit delete post. And then I have to verify that I do want to delete that. Hit delete. So you can go in there and change. It's not you're not posting something that you're never going to be able to go back in and take down or change. So you can feel a little flexible that way. And I think that that's it for so far. Please let me know if I forgot anything, if you have any questions. But generally, I do think sometimes Padlet can feel a little bit challenging for some people, but with a little practice, it is fairly straightforward. So um, uh, hopefully this will help you. But please reach out if I've forgotten any obvious things that you have questions about. I'm happy to answer those. So looking forward to seeing you all next week, and I will talk to you soon. Have a good day.